What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. This is Web Dev Journey, and in today's video we're going to be talking about pages, specifically the two forms of pre-rendering that Next.js gives us. But before we get into that, guys, all I want to say is thank you guys for watching my videos. I really do appreciate you watching my videos. Also, if you feel like supporting me in another way, there are some links down below. Secondly, guys, I'm still going to do that next, what grinds my bits series. I promise you, man, because this job is stressing me out. It really is, and you're gonna see why in those videos. So stay tuned or hit that bell notification so that way you can get notified when. Dude, that's my first time saying this. Get that bell notification, man. It feels weird. I'm not gonna say it no more. It feels really weird. Screw it. Screw the bell, man. Don't click on it. But anyway. Anyway, let's get right into the video. So the two forms of pre-rendering that Next.js gives us is static generation and also server-side rendering. All right. So when it comes to static generation, which by the way is recommended by Next.js, that you should use it most of the time or whenever you can. But when it comes to static generation, what that means is basically every page that you want to do a static generation on, basically when you run the build time, when you run this command, when you try to build it, when it's ready for for production, and you build it, it's going to build the HTML of the static generation pages that you deemed, or that you told Next.js, hey, this is going to be a static generated page. Whenever you say that to Next.js, it's going to pre-build that, when it goes to production, it could be cached in the CDN. So that's basically what it means. It's going to just pre-build the HTML so that way it could be reused every time someone, clicks on the page or whatever, right? Server-side rendering, obviously, is going to be, the HTML is going to be always generated from the server side. So it's going to be on every request, you're going to get the HTML, which is not really good for performance. And this is why they tell you to go to static generation rendering, because it's for performance, it's a huge boost in performance since it could be cached by CDN somewhere near them. Okay. Now in this video, what we're going to be talking about is the static generated form of the pre-rendering, right? So man, I don't even know why it feels weird saying pre-rendering and then static generation. So we're going to be talking about static generation in this video. More specifically, we're going to be talking about the method getStaticProps in this video. Now, before I even get into that, there are two ways of doing static generation. All right. There is without data or with data. So far, guys, what we've been doing right here is without data. And yes, when you do Next.js application the way we did it, NPX, right out of the box, guys, it's going to just do static generated pages without data. This is a static generated page without data, meaning that it's going to be pre-built and then served as a cache CDN somewhere, so that way you could get speedier performance, right? So this is out of the box. But let's say that you do want data. There's actually two ways of doing it with data. And I actually drew something so that way you get a better visual aspect. So there's a way called page content. Now, let's say that we have /blogs, correct? We have /blogs, and in this page, we're gonna have a certain section in the page where we're going to be listing out all the blogs that we've written or something like that. Oh, well, all the blogs that everybody's written. It doesn't really matter. But within this page, obviously, you have some static content. Maybe you have a title, some description, but like I said, there's going to be a section that does depend on external data. In this case, the list of blogs, right? And this is called content inside a page that depends on external data. So I said page content with external data. Now let's say that you click on a number 2, right? The blog ID number 2. So you're going to be redirected to a page path of /blogs/2. Now this page path basically means that this whole page depends on external data, right? You cannot get this ID 2 without first getting the data from an API and then displaying that stuff inside this page. So this is called a page path that depends on external data. And it's very important between these two because Next.js gives us two separate methods for page content and also page paths. Page content being the static getStaticProps, and then page path being the get static path, I think it was, or get page path. No. Get static path. Sorry, get static path. All right. So get static props and get static path. In this video, what we're going to be talking about is get static props. I don't want this video to be too long, and it's already what, like 5 minutes in, I think. So let's just get right into it. So this is what we're going to be coding up right now, getting some data that's going to be content within a page that depends on external data. In this case, a list of blogs. I don't have a list of blogs, so what I'm using is literally called, where is it at? Oh, I've been doing it. It's literally called this news API. All right, that's what I'm using. This is what we're going to be using. And there's my, API key if you want to use it. I don't really care. It's free. You just create an account. You're going to be limited in ways. If people are using it, you probably won't even get any results because my query, the amount of queries I could do is already taken up. But anyways, I'm using news API. So we're going to grab every news and display it on our page, which is our blogs, right? So like I said, Next.js gives us a function that does this for us, and that is we're going to export an async function. No, async function, and this is the getStaticProps, and this is a function that we need to use. And the reason why is because Next.js, when you use this function, is going to be searching for this function, so that way it knows which pages to pre-render and which not to, right? And don't worry, this is not the only way to tell Next.js which pages to pre-render. They do have some other like properties that you could use inside of this to tell it that we want other pages to be pre-rendered, but don't worry, we'll get into that in another video. Anyways, so this is the function that we're going to be using, the getStaticProps, basically meaning that there's going to be content within a page that needs external data. And this is where we're going to just, simply just grab our data. And this is how we do it, or this is how I did it. I'm going to just copy paste this because I don't want to. All right, so what I did was I'm, doing a fetch. I'm grabbing that news API. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin. I don't know, man. This is the query that it gave me right off the bat. So I was like, screw it. I'm not going to mess with it. So this is the query that I'm getting. And also I'm going to be converting that query into a JSON format. So I'm just grabbing that news list and converting it into a JSON. And what we're going to be doing now is returning. So what we're going to do is return props. And within this props, we're going to have our data, our news list JSON. What happened there? Our news list JSON. There we go. That's what we're going to be returning. And now what we could do is actually use the data that we have up here or down here, up here. And the way we do that is same thing like we've done with React, right? Where you would, typically what you have is props, right? And then down here you would do props dot whatever. But in this case, I'm gonna just destructure this so that way we could just grab the news list JSON right off the bat, and then we're gonna just since it is returning an array, we're gonna just filter or loop through that. So what I'm gonna do is I already have it over here, so that way we don't waste any more time. Just copy that. What I did was literally just started looping through the news list dot articles because that's where it lives in, and then dot map, and then for every, I would have said article, but it takes forever to write per article, so I'm just say post. So for every post that this array gives us, we're going to grab the author and then the title, and that's it. This is basically it, right? So if I control save this, and let's take a look at our page. Let's go back over here. I refresh this. There it is, right there. Look at that. Let me refresh it one more time. I don't know why I'm like, that error shouldn't be there. But look at this. We have our our author and the title of the article that they wrote, author, title, whatever. Let's say that this is our blog, so this is the title of the blog, or the author of the blog, and this is the title of the blog, whatever, right? But basically this is how you would do it. All right, now there are some like properties that I want to talk about that you could add within the getStaticProps. And the first one is the prop of not found. So just in case there was no data, right, coming back at us, we don't want to display this page. What we want to do is just say, probably send out a 404 page, because there wasn't no data, so we don't want them to go to that page at all. We just want them to see a 404 page. So in this case, I'm gonna just say if there is no news list JSON, or I could just say news list. If there is no news list, right, what we want to do is literally return not found. Like I said, this is a property that we could add, true. And what this is going to do is, like, literally, if there is no news list, like we didn't get anything back from this API, this is going to run. And now if this runs, it's going to show a 404 page. We don't have a 404 page right now, so we're still going to get an error, because if I save this right now, and let's say that I remove this Q Bitcoin, let's control save that, and if I go back to the page and refresh, yeah, it's going to give us an error. And the reason why is because, like I said, we don't have a 404 page, so it's trying to still trying to render this, which it won't be able to because we don't have the correct parameters. But yeah, if we did have a 404 page, then it would render out our 404 page. Another property that I want to talk about is the revalidate. So right below this, when we return right here. So right here, we're gonna say revalidate, right, and we're gonna be 10 seconds or something like that. What happened? Sorry, it's not right here. Get rid of this right here, paste it. All right, so within the return, the props, and then right after the props, we're gonna do the property called revalidate. So basically what this does is it's going to, like I said in the beginning, where it pre-renders or pre-builds this HTML. So now it's cached in the CDN, right, somewhere. Now that cached version is always going to be sent to the user, right? Now let's say that we do decide, or this page for some reason has new data every 10 seconds. What we want to do is get rid of that old cached version and re-upload it, or replace it with the newer version. And this revalidate is going to do that for us. Basically what this is going to do is every 10 seconds it's going to build another HTML of the page, and then replace the old cached version of it with the new one. And that's every 10 seconds. Obviously you could do the 60 seconds times 60 seconds, or 60 seconds times 60 hours, or whatever, you know what I'm talking about, and make it into days. But in this case, for every 10 seconds, it's going to re-render the page with new data, if we have new data, right? Bada bing, bada boom. Another property that I want to talk about is redirect. Now, right now we have a not found, okay? But let's say that, we don't want to give them a not found page. We actually want to redirect them somewhere else. We want to redirect them if there is no data or whatever. We want to redirect them to the home page, something like that, right? So in this case, what we would do is we're going to return, but instead of not found, we're going to say redirect. And what we're going to do is give it a destination. So destination, all right, destination, and this is I'm gonna just say the home page, and then we're also going to have a permanent is going to be false, and we'll talk about that in a second. Hold on. False. There we go. So let's say that we don't have data. Let me get rid of this stuff. Control save. So in this case, we don't have any news list, or should I say news list is going to equal null, because I think we still get news list. Let me actually log this out. I'm gonna say copy that, news list, and let's see what we get, news list, because I think we still get data from it. So I got to figure out. All right, so let's try this out. Let's go back over here. Let's refresh. All right. So what do we get? No. Oh, we do get something. You see, response. Use this. We still get a response. So let's say let's say news list dot error does not equal null. There we go. I'm gonna say error. Control save. This should be working now. There we go. You see that? We couldn't get the /blogs. So what it did is just redirected us to the home page, which is correct. Now, if we actually do have give me my API. There we go. Dot error. Control save. Now we actually have the correct parameters in there, and now we refresh. Let's go to /blogs. It's going to what? Wait, what? Why? Hold on. Why did it do that? It shouldn't. It shouldn't do that, right? It shouldn't. Why did it do that? It shouldn't have done that. Why is it doing it? Honestly, guys, it's probably something that I did over here. Oops, in the code, but it should have. You know, it should have done it. It should have not done it. Why is it doing it? I don't know. This is gonna bug me. Blogs. I don't know why. I don't know why it's not doing it. But you understand, it should not be doing that. It should not be doing that. Maybe I still get error. Maybe I still get error as null if I log it. I don't know. I don't know too much about this API, so probably I still get error as null. So well, actually, yeah, it should be null, right? Because there is no error when I do this. So why was there no error when I didn't have that Bitcoin? I don't know. But anyways, you know what I'm talking about. It's probably the error part. I'm pretty sure this is it. It still has the error as null. Even though I'm doing it correctly, it still has it as null. And that's why I'm still getting the destination. But anyways, it shouldn't redirect. You know what I'm talking about. I spent too much time on this part. But anyways, that's pretty much it for the properties that I wanted to talk about. Now, there are other properties that we are going to be using in the next videos or in the upcoming videos, but for right now, these are the most commonly used ones that you're going to be, that you need to know, well, I don't think you need to know, but you would want to know these. All right. So anyways, that is it for this video, guys. I don't know how long it's been, but that's it for this video, guys. So thank you so much for watching this video. Stick tuned, because in the next video we're going to be talking about getStaticProps, which is when an actual page needs external data. We're going to be using, well, actually, when we do this part right here, when we do the page path part, we're actually going to be using getStaticProps and getStaticPath together. All right. So anyways, that's in the next video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.